Hey guys, it's Maymay, and you asked for it, and we're going to do it. We're doing the March Motivation Challenge, and it's going to be ATC themed. Now, if you would like to participate in the non-swap, I'll tell you why it's a non-swap in a second, but if you would like to participate where you make some ATCs, you send them into us, and then we randomly mix them up and send them back out to everyone who sent one into us. So you send in 3 and get 3 different ones back from different artists. You can hang around. I'll tell you how to do that, okay? What is an ATC? An ATC is a 2.5 by 3.5 inch card that can be portrait or landscape, okay? And it is basically just a small picture of your art. These are 2 examples. Let me show you this. This was made by Meg. She's actually a watercolor artist, and she literally did a tiny watercolor and put it on a card. What happens is when you're at an event, typically you make a bunch of these, and when you go to an event, you trade them with each other, and you end up with all these pretty pieces of art, and then you decide how you want to display them. I have them displayed on some windows in my office. I'll try to insert a picture of that here for you guys to see it, and I think I'm going to have to extend them. We'll talk about that too. So if you would like to participate in the non-swap, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to ask for you to participate that you make 3 ATCs. I'll show you why we went with 3. I'll make it all make sense. So you would create 3 ATCs, any style that you want, just like these, any way you want to do them, okay? I'm going to pull these aside so we just have 3 here. And when you make an ATC, because they are miniature works of art, you name them, you number them, everything. And usually you do that with a piece that you glue onto the back. Let me show you an example of that. So this is an example of a piece that's glued to the back. It's got the artist's name, the title of the work, the number, and the date it was created. We're going to do something very similar to that, and we're giving you a free printable PDF, so you can do that. It already says Maymay's March Motivation ATC on it, and then you'll put your name, the date you created it, the title of the artwork, the number of the artwork, and the state you made it in. The number has to do with this. Let's say that you make 3 that are just alike, then you would number them 1, 2, and 3. And when I receive your artist card, I know that I got number 1 from that series or number 3 from that series, whatever number I get. So that's how that part works, okay? Then, once you've created your 3 and you have put the little sheet onto the back, if you want to participate in our non-swap, you would then get these ready to ship into us. Now, when you mail them to us, in order to participate, here's how it's going to work. You'll send us 3 cards, okay? And in your envelope, you will include $3 for shipping, okay? If you're in the US, $5 if you're in the UK. And I want to explain to you how we're going to do shipping. But before I do that, I want to say one thing to you. Here's the only rule. You can use any colors, any theme, anything you want to do, but all I'm going to ask is that you don't have your images hanging off your card. Here's the reason. When we go to ship these, to ship them to you nice and safe so they don't get damaged, we're going to butt them up together like this and attach them to a piece of paper lightly with like a piece of washi tape so it can't damage, and then slide them into the envelope for shipping. So I'm asking that you don't have your images or your project hanging over the edge. Stay inside those corners. Now you can do it like this. That's fine if it's landscape. Just don't let them hang over the edge. Now to participate, the shipping situation, let me show you. So we did some research. This is called a rigid envelope, okay? We want to ship these to you in rigid envelopes so they can be safe, all right? We will slide that in here and we will ship these out. Now, I want to make this make sense. You send in 3. We mix them up randomly and we make sure the 3 we mail back to you are not one you created. So you'll send in 3 and you'll get 3 from 3 different artists, okay? So this is going to cost about $2.80 up to ship it to you. It could go higher, could be a little lower depending on where you're at, but $3 seems to be a good average to cover it. I'm not charging you for the envelope. We're just going to ship them in the envelopes and we'll take care of those. If you're outside of the US, we're asking that you include a $5 money order in your envelope so that we can ship this to you out internationally. So it's $3 in the US, $5 outside of. Now I'm asking that you don't send stamps. Here's why. We get a better rate if we use our postage machine. And so we want to use our postage machine for these. So we're asking when you go to the post office to mail these to us, pick up a $3 money order, slide it inside, and then we can pay for postage that way. Now, the other reason we went with $3 and $5, there's going to be a little bit of change left over on each one of those, okay? Any change that is left over is going to go to help those who can't afford shipping, because now I want to talk about that. Let's say you want to participate so bad, but you cannot afford to send me $3 extra or $5 extra to participate. I do not want you to miss out, so I want you to go ahead and send them to me anyway. And any that the postage that's sent in will cover will be done, and any that the postage won't cover we'll do ourselves. So May Made It will pay for any that can't afford it. Now I want you to hear me, okay? I'm asking you to be very honest. If you cannot afford $3 or $5, we understand, and we want you to participate, and we understand that you want to participate. So we're going to make sure that you get $3 sent back to you. But if you can afford it, please send it in. Now, here's what I want y'all to know. I know my viewers. I know the heart of my subscribers, and I know what they're going to do. Some of you are going to send in $3 plus an extra so somebody can participate. I know how you are. You're going to help us make this happen. So I also want to say this. After we have done this entire project, any postage that is left over that we didn't need to use, okay, we're going to keep up very stringently with this. So any postage left over, we're going to add to our shoe fundraiser that we're doing right now, where we're striving to hit a $5,000 mark so we can get shoes for a local school, for the kids in a local school. Any money left over is going to go to that fundraiser because that's the one I have going right now. If I had a different fundraiser going right now, I would, but that's the one we're working on right now. So any money left over goes to that. I don't know that there'll be any left over. If there is, I will certainly be open and honest with you and let you know, okay? Now then, how will you get to see all the ATCs? You're going to want to see what's being shipped in. We understand. We're going to let you mail in ATCs from now until April, the end of April, which what is the date? I don't know. I'll put it in the screen. But the last day of April, that's when we'll be accepting them. So that gives you like a month and a half. We did that because of my international folks that are going to want to participate. They need about 2 weeks for something to get to me. So I wanted to give them plenty of time. I'm not going to include any after April 30th. So if you get close and you can't get them shipped in time, just don't ship them, okay? Because I won't be able to include those because we're going to cut it off on April 30th. So when all the ATCs come in, we're going to do a video and show you every one of them. I want you to see them. I want yours to be shown on camera. I want everybody to see the motivation and be motivated by what you're going to do. So as long as you have yours into us by April 30th, we will do that, okay? So to participate, 3 ATCs, $3 in postage or $5 in postage, not stamps, a money order, okay? And that's all you got to do, mail it in. Now, let's say you want to send in 9 of them. That's fine. I just need you to send shipping for each 3, okay? So just think of it as $1 per one, all right? So if you do 9, I'm going to need you to send in $9 in shipping if you're in the U.S., and if you're outside of that, it would be $15 because that's international, okay? And we'll ship them to you. It's just going to cost more, and we'll have to ship them in the envelopes like this to keep them safe. All right. I should have prefaced by saying this is not going to be for everybody. Everybody's not going to want to participate in this swap, and I understand. But for those of you who do, we were trying to make it possible, and I think this is a good way to do it. Now, let's say you just want to make some ATCs, and you're coming to Made It Con. Made It Con is in April of 2020. You have a year to make your ATCs. If you want to start making ATCs, now is the time. Go ahead and make them, get them all ready to go, and when you come to Made It Con, you can swap them back and forth with the students, and it's super fun to do that. It really is. The other thing, for inspiration, I'm going to be making an ATC a day, okay? So starting next week, we'll start on Saturday. So Saturday's video will be my first ATC. I will do an ATC on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. On Thursday, you'll get your regular May video, and then on Friday, you'll have another ATC. So I'm going to do 5 ATC videos for you guys to get you started, and then after that, you'll be on your way. All right, so that'll start next week. And I think I've answered everything. If I missed anything, I'm going to try to put every single thing in the description below, and I'm also going to do a blog post about it. Don't forget, this is a free PDF. It is only black and white. I did that to save you some printer ink, but it's only in black and white, and that's how you participate. I think it's going to be fun. I think it will be interesting to do. And real quick, I'm going to insert a video how I show you how to take one 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and get 10 ATC bases from it with only this much left over. So I'm going to show you how to do that. and talk to you a little bit about some other options in case you don't want to cut up a whole piece of paper just to get 3. So I want to show you how to get the most out of one piece of 8.5 by 11, okay, the most ATCs. Here's how you do it. This is an 8.5 inch piece, right? So I'm going to trim this first at 3.5 inches. So I'm going to put this 8.5 inch wide in my trimmer, and I'm going to trim it at 3.5. So just like that, okay? Now this side, I'm going to trim down to 2.5. This is pretty cool. I saw this on Pinterest. So 2.5, and then this one should be 2.5. See how it is? Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is trim this guy down to 3.5. So there's one ATC base. Then 3.5. That's 2 ATC bases. And then 3.5. Now I'm just using, this is just a cardstock, just Brutus Monroe cardstock, but you can use cereal boxes, chipboard, cracker boxes. You can glue multiple pieces of cardstock together if you want it to be super thick. You can do it any way you want. Oh, there is one other rule. I have to talk about that in just a second. All right, so you cut these all down to 3.5. Let's do one more here. Then, remember that first sheet we did? We cut it at 3.5 wide. So this one we're going to cut to 2.5. You're going to be amazed. This is pretty cool. I want to show you how much you have left over and how many you get from this. So cut these down to 2.5. So from that 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, this is my leftover, and I get 10 ATC bases that way. Isn't that cool? That's an easy way to get as many as you can from one 8.5 by 11 piece. Now, you may not need to make that many. You may just want to make the 3, and you're thinking, but I'm going to waste all my paper. No, here's the thing. You don't have to start with a full sheet of paper. You can go to your scrap pile. I just reached into my scrap pile, and I'm going to pull out some pieces to show you guys. So I have these scraps. I can go into my scrap pile and just make 3 bases out of my scraps. I don't have to use a whole piece of paper if I'm only going to do 3, okay? So it's a great way to use up your scraps as well. All right, so that's how you can get 10 from 1. All right, guys, I hope you're enjoying this idea. We'll see how it goes. If it's not great, we won't do it again. If it is great, we'll do it more and more and more. We'll see how it goes. Thanks so much for participating, and remember, be sure to be honest with me. I mean, just think about it. Can you afford the $3 or you can't? I still want you to participate either way, and I won't feel bad either way. I just want to know that, you know, we're just saying, no, I can't afford the $3, but I do want to send in my ATCs, and I want to be a part of it. We will accept it, and we'll make sure that you get your swap. Thanks so much, guys. I'm looking forward to see what you guys create. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.